Welcome back.
Imagine if we started.
What's up? What's up?
Oh man, have you seen the new A220? No, A322.
A322.
It's like a maths test all over again.
Apparently, it's like the 757. It's the Airbus equivalent.
I'm all about that, bro.
I'm
all about that. The 757 is quite possibly
Number one.
You know when you describe people as worldies.
Yeah.
Yep.
757
is a worldy aircraft, bro. Ask anyone.
To be fair, I know one of my old instructors used to fly the 757 to Cyprus for his airline.
What? Just that one route?
I think so, yeah, because it was that popular.
Must get boring. Jet 2, Monarch. I'll bet it was anyone back then. Monarch, Thomas Cook, Jet 2.
I didn't know Monarch flew 75.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
That was my first love.
Oh.
Yeah, you know everyone has that first crush as well. Monarch livery 757. But alrighty, welcome back to the Wingin podcast for the 13th installment, I think it is.
The number one aviation podcast in the world. Official.
By official, we mean me
Legit,
and you.
stamped and
me and you.
approved.
And my mum said so as well, so
Yeah, I mean,
shout out to my mum. Yeah, I mean, Anne likes this as well, actually. She listens to it. She's not been on a plane in about probably like 10 years. Oh, no, that's a lie. She goes to Benidorm every year. I used to, anyway.
That's
But
hilarious.
I love Benidorm, as you can tell. Never been myself, but it's on the hit list.
Yeah, it's
A
definitely
future.
not on
Where is actually on the hit list for you?
mine. Not Benidorm.
Why not?
The stories I've heard.
Mate, Benidorm is the new like Magaluf. Let me just adjust my microphone.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hit list.
Right, no, right, top two. No, top three, because top three is a weird number. Top three, like where like say I had unlimited money.
Japan.
Yeah.
100% Japan.
But whereabouts in Japan though? Because
Tokyo. I think
Right.
you have to visit Tokyo. Just one of those places.
to be honest,
isn't
yeah,
it?
I'd agree.
One of those places, and apparently it runs so smooth. So smooth.
Oh, the
apparently.
city.
Everything
Oh,
about
no.
it. Everything's on time. Everything happens like just right.
Right, number two.
Number two, Switzerland in summer.
Oh, I was gonna say I've been to Switzerland, but in winter.
No, in summer.
Yeah, but do you want to pull out a bank loan? Because that's what
Something-
you'll have to do.
Huh?
Do you want to? You're gonna have to pull out a bank loan.
Bank loan? You said money was unlimited. No money objection. You know.
Yeah, but I meant in like buying a flight.
Oh.
When you're there, like you're using your own funds, mate.
Yeah, but you're going hiking all the time. I mean, the only thing you have to worry about is bears and maybe wolves.
In Switzerland?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're in the rivers. They just start swimming in the rivers.
Well, like trolls.
Why? You don't see it. Honestly, I watched this
I
video.
went to Switzerland about
I saw
last
this video.
winter.
I saw this video. This woman were walking along a bridge.
In Switzerland?
I think Zurich or maybe not Zurich. Maybe a smaller city or town. The camera panned across, looked down on the side of the bridge, and the bear was just in the river. Brown bear.
I think you've been
I
having them.
swear on my life that was Switzerland. Swear on my
Are you
life.
sure it wasn't Paddington or... They weren't watching Paddington or
Yeah, he was there with his marmalade sandwich.
Right, that's on number three.
Number three. Oh God, where? Number three.
So you only want to go to two places?
Mate, there's so many places, but probably Australia.
Yeah.
Australia.
Because you get to go on the flight as well. Because I was chatting to my mate's going to Perth, and
I spoke to
he was
him.
telling me that Qantas, because he's working for one of the mining companies out there, he's saying that Qantas are now putting on, well not now, but they put on a special charter flight, because obviously the actual mine's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So he lives in Perth, and they charter a flight for all the staff members every 8 days to take them out to mine.
Really?
So they're probably like landing on some grass strip with like
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I'm jealous, but he said that he gets to keep all these frequent flyer points. I'm like, mate, you'll be flying home in like first class. Surely, come in because
would you waste it on that though?
Yeah,
Coming home first class.
yeah,
I'd want to go on holiday though with it.
yeah. First class though.
Yeah, true.
Maybe you've seen them suites. The Q, like not Qantas, but who's Q suites? That's Qatar, innit? Qatar have the Q suites, or Quebec suites. I can't say Q properly, but they're pretty. But yeah, I'd waste it on first class, easy.
Yeah. What about you? Top three.
Australia's in there for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be.
For sure. I love the place. I've been lucky enough to go like 2 or 3 times.
Have you?
Yeah.
You been?
Yeah.
I've got family over there, and I still
Well,
haven't
there's your excuse then.
visited. Yeah, I know, how bad.
Yeah, it's very bad. Yeah, so Australia, I'd probably have to say America. It's a bit basic, but I just love
Yeah.
it. Like I love NYC. I really want to go to LA. I've never been to the
You
West
need to go
Coast.
to Boston.
Yeah, I've been to Boston.
Oh, have you been?
Yeah, the
Oh.
airport is sick.
Yeah, I know.
Sick. When you're flying in on flight sim, like, you just get to see
I've never
city.
done off flights.
You know, it's like Chicago's, like, because Chicago's airport, I think you parallel the city, don't you, on the lake?
Yeah.
And you come in and it's a bit like that.
I'd love to, honestly, I don't know, when we go to America, that depends what which coast we go.
Yeah, it does.
We still need
heavily.
to decide. We still need to look into that.
I'm gonna say right here, right now, East Coast.
East Coast?
Yeah, I think there's more stuff to do. But in the same in the same breath, though, being able to fly from say LA all the way up to Seattle.
The only thing with the East Coast is we'll be based in Florida for sure. And I still can't get that story out of my head about the Everglades, you know.
Yeah, but everything happens for a reason, doesn't it?
Did I ever mention this on the
Yeah,
pod?
where they survived the crash and they got eaten by crocs.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, just
Or alligators,
Just
whichever.
don't have an engine failure, man. It's that simple.
Just double check it.
And if you do,
seriously, that no, but yeah, I think
You sounded like
Bahamas.
Frank Lampard then. No, but seriously. Have you ever seen his...
What is with your references? First, last week it was Phil Neville. Now it's Frank Lampard.
Have you never seen it? It'll be on about something random, and then he'll go, ha ha, no, seriously, and then he'll just get on with it.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, sorry for anyone who's listening with headphones, because that's probably just peaked.
I was just about to say. But yeah, Bahamas definitely a trip.
Yeah. I just think there's so many more
I
options.
think it's
on
like
the East
a
Coast.
30-minute flight.
Yeah, if that. And you can hug land as
Almost.
long as possible.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
what I
I-
mean. That little.
Although, have you seen that I think we mentioned it previously, but Catalina Island, that looks cool.
Catalina. Oh, that's on the West Coast though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, but I'm just saying that looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Every man and the dog goes there though.
So,
Oh no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but
you telling me you're not a basic white girl? Because I am.
going around with your
Drinking
your
my-
spiced latte from Starbucks.
Pumpkin spice. And then third one, I don't even know.
You haven't even done.
Do you know what I'd say? Yeah, I have said America.
Yeah.
I'd actually say
Galapagos.
no.
Oh,
I'm not actually that bothered about that stuff. I'd actually say somewhere in the Scandies,
Germany. Oh,
somewhere like Norway, Sweden. I love
Ooh,
Sweden. I love
Iceland,
Denmark.
Iceland.
Yeah, somewhere up in that Scandies. I just love it.
Yeah.
Iceland's cool.
Yeah.
Costs you an arm and a leg though. The flight's cool.
I stopped in Iceland briefly.
I've been to Iceland,
Have you?
but with school. It's just when
not
you're
the
at school
same.
though, it's
Apparently, there's I don't know where exactly in Iceland, but somewhere in the middle there is a shower in the middle of nowhere, flat land, with hot water from the natural thermal springs.
Oh yeah.
And it's just running 24/7. Just a shower, and you can go and use it.
It's cool. Honestly, Iceland's well cool. They get majority of their heat, like energy from geothermal.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know.
But-
Cool people. It was funny actually. Speaking of Iceland, I went to Manchester Airport the other day to pick up my mate, and as we're kind of driving on the M60, I think it's the M60 that you come back out from Manchester.
Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, you kind of cross the final approach path right by the Toblerone building. If any of you's fallen from, I thought an alarm got off then.
Toblerone building.
Yeah, you know the old
For
co-op
some reason,
building.
I'm thinking this one here.
No, oh yeah, sorry, no, but it looks like a Toblerone.
All right.
Like if you drive past Manchester, blue.
I think so.
Nah, you'll know exactly what it is. But anyway, we're driving past that. That was just reference point. Off on a tangent. But yeah, when you're driving past that building, it kind of crosses final approach for 26 whatever it was.
Yeah.
And there's an EasyJet flight comes over the top, and I see it's the EasyJet. My mate goes, "Oh, I wonder what that is." And he goes, I go.
Just turn around.
He goes.
What do you mean?
He goes. Oh, I think that's a Jet 2. I was like,
Are you stupid?
yeah, but I was like, no, I think it's EasyJet. He went, do you want to bet? I went, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Do you want to bet? Bright orange.
It was. And then so we ended up betting like first pint. It's not that big of a bet. I didn't want to like. He just got back from Krakow at like the early hours, so I didn't want to take too much money off him. So we just bet the first pints.
You could have paid for your flight training. Then.
100 grand. Yeah. So and then he whips out the trusty old Flight Radar 24 or 24.
Oh, yes.
And he looks at it and you can just go silence. There's just silence. It's like, because I was like, oh, it's EasyJet 320, and he goes, yeah, it is. He went, where is it from? I went, and then at that time, that's when it proper tested me because I was like, This was like at 11 o'clock at night, half 11.
Well, it's got to be Spain somewhere.
Well, no. I thought they front loaded stuff like Spain, all the short haul flights in the morning.
Did they?
Yeah, I think that was my
Yeah, but
understanding.
the return flights are late evening, aren't
No, because they'll fly back. It's only 2 hours.
they? Oh, right.
I thought they fly. Say hypothetically, the first flight of the day is at 6 a.m. They'll fly to Spain or Portugal or somewhere, France like that at 6 a.m. Come
Yeah.
back and then they'll do something like a Cyprus.
Oh, so is that where
That's what I thought how it worked. So I was like in my head, I'm working out. I'm like
Greece, Cyprus,
Turkey, Greece, Cyprus, and then so I just guessed Turkey
I
because
bet it was like Belfast.
no, what it were Iceland.
Oh, it was Iceland.
Yeah, but-
oh, of course.
But then it makes sense because then when you look at the old trusty inside the cockpit EasyJet program, they're on a flight to Iceland
Yeah.
at night and they see the
Yeah,
Aurora.
Aurora.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rita Aurora. Have you watched Tubes? You know Tubes is
no.
off Soccer AM. As a golf channel. Andrew and Tubes Golf.
Not.
Never
No.
mind. Don't matter. If you don't know, I'll tell you off camera. It's just quite a long way.
You've just stopped it for that.
Yeah, I know, mate. I'm sorry. But yeah, no.
Oh, mate. Oh, mate. Oh, God.
What a way to
Anyone
start your
listening to
Wednesday
this,
morning.
he's just dropped his coffee and his iPad on top of the coffee
Yeah,
that's
but
been dropped.
I've not lost any coffee, and I've also not smashed the iPad.
Mate,
Which
you
is
have
guilt.
lost some coffee.
Huh?
Yeah, you have.
Have I?
Yeah. We'll just.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
But
This
yeah,
is
anyway,
going great.
what a way! What a way to start off your day.
Yeah, don't forget, guys. #1 podcast
I know.
for aviation.
But yeah, swiftly moving on from Iceland, I want to talk about a pigeon. And a viral pigeon.
A polite pigeon.
Huh?
No, never
A
mind.
polite pigeon. So, there's been a video doing the rounds on social media of a pigeon sat on a
Yes.
wing.
Yes.
And I'm convinced it's fake. Now, I'll show you later, but I'll describe the video to you. Because otherwise I'm going to waste time. In fact, no, sod it. So, basically, it is a pigeon that's sat on, and it looks like something like a 380. It's fat old wing. And
Is it taxiing?
yes, so it's taxiing to start off. I just typed in pigeon into Google, and it's taxiing.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I typed in pigeon wing and then realised that pigeons do have wings as well. So I've just got right. Yeah. So basically, right. I'll show you. So it's taxiing, and I'll whack it up on screen if you're watching on YouTube, because you've probably already seen it. So it's taxiing,
Right.
and like. I mean, actually, looking at it again, I don't think it is fake.
No, he's
but-
not even moving.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So it's taxiing, and then they're lining up on a runway, and then obviously as the engine starts to roll up.
Yeah. And it.
But like, I'd have thought it'd have flown off by now, and then it just slides off. And it just slides off. But on it's not a big plane. But yeah, I thought
It just slid off. It didn't even open its wings.
no, but that's what I'm saying. That's what makes me think it was fake. Because I'm like, mate,
where was this?
oh, I don't know. Hold on, I'll try and rewind.
Try and guess from the airport in the background.
It was a pigeon, innit? I thought the pigeons don't like just exist in the UK.
Are you kidding? Mate, they're like everywhere in Europe. And probably everywhere in the
Mate,
world, actually.
God knows. I love how. To be fair,
Apart from chickens, aren't they? They're like the most populous bird.
#1 aviation point.
Anything flying we talk about.
To be fair, it's 2022.
Actually,
you
birds
can't-
don't fly, so forget that. Birds. I meant chicken. I meant chickens.
This,
oh, God.
this man is wanting to be an airline pilot.
Oh,
Birds
God.
don't fly. But yeah, so I was convinced it was fake and it was doing the rounds. Because the thing that throws me is it doesn't like open its wings to fly off. Like surely, right, if I'm a pigeon, hypothetically,
Yeah.
and I'm sat on a wing,
Yeah.
or just sat on anything, and then it starts to move, I'm going, what the hell is happening here? I'm up in sticks to the next object. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It just slides off.
I reckon it's fake. Cap. Welcome to Fact or Cap, where we put a pigeon on our wing.
And yeah,
Can you imagine on a PA-20? Watch it. Nah, it won't stay.
straight into the engine.
Hey, have you ever had a close call with birds?
I wouldn't say close call. I've had it where like I'm on final and there's about 12,000 birds flocking onto the runway, but then as soon as you come to final, they all
Oh no, I've had it worse than that. Touch and go.
pardon the pun.
And
Oh,
rolling down the runway.
oh, it wasn't touch and go. Or were you doing a touch and go?
I was doing a touch
Oh,
and
right.
go.
I thought you said it was touch and go, as in like it was like a touch and go situation.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I was literally doing a touch and go. Where was it now? What's that airfield just north of Doncaster?
North?
Yes, that's where
Sandtoft?
Yeah. So I was there, and I'm rolling down the runway, applying power, but it's not taking off quick enough. And they just sat there. They're not moving. I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Play chicken with your hit.
Like, what do I do here? It's like one of those situations, and literally the last minute, it's as if they parted like the sea.
This is cute. In fact, this is actually
Weird.
an interesting question.
Very weird.
What would happen if would anything happen if you hit a bird, like to your engine?
In a PA-28?
To your engine, not to your fuse, like not to your like aircraft skinner out.
I reckon if they end up getting minced and going into the air intakes, it
Oh
will.
yeah, true.
It will, 100%.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
If it starts blocking the air intake, yeah.
I might have to ask. I
A
know
pigeon can easily block any of
who
them.
was I flying with? I think I was flying with. I think it was Vernon from Sheffield. He said he had a bird strike once.
I think he's told me that.
I can't remember who it was. Yeah.
I'm sure it was him.
But
I think
everyone there seems to have an engine failure and fucking bird strike.
is that one thing that's inevitable at some point in your career? Especially if you're flying general aviation kind of situations.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what I think it is? I think yes, but I think when you initially think of an engine failure, I mean, there's probably statistics about this. But when
Yeah.
you think initially of an engine failure, you think of a fully stopped engine, so the propeller's just dead still. But I think I've heard stories of other people who've had an engine failure in quotations, but it's like a partial engine failure, so you don't get as much RPM from it, so you're kind of cruising at 2,000
right.
up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's... So I think in terms of like a catastrophic engine failure, which is like kind of fully stopped, propeller's not moving at all. I actually don't know. I don't know. I think it'd be more spoken about. And bearing in mind we've flown here for a year and a half, if you've been flying for longer, I thought there'd have been at least a couple of stories of say an engine failure around here where someone's had to call like Mayday on the radio.
I've had one.
Have you?
Not me personally.
No, but I mean, have you
I've
been
been
around?
in circuit and someone behind me is called Mayday.
What for?
Engine failure.
Full?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it kicked back in.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it completely went dead.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they teach you never to spin it back around, but he did.
As in,
But-
what do you mean restart it?
No. Turn back to field.
Oh, okay, yeah.
However, went on a different runway. So he took off on 28, swung
Yeah.
it onto 06.
Yeah.
But he was in a aerobatics aircraft.
Yeah, so kind of... Although,
Shorter wing.
have you ever seen the video that Lou Dix did?
Yes.
He does this exact video.
He tests this.
Yeah.
He tests it. Now, it depends on which runway you're on to try and spin it back onto.
Well, no, he did it on the same runway.
Yeah, no. I meant for which direction, for wind.
Mate, with all due respect, I think in that situation, if you've got nowhere else to land...
Yeah, true.
But it's one of them, it's just a
But they
hypothetical
tell you not
situation.
to...
No,
One of the attempts, he didn't make it, theoretically.
Yeah.
So obviously still had power. Still
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
back in.
That's the thing, though. Like, I mean, when you practice here and you kind of... When you're coming up off 2.8, you kind of got them power lines in front of you. And it's kind of at about 300 foot where the instructor, pulls the engine to try and simulate
Right.
an engine failure.
Oh, yeah, you've got train tracks, you've got some buildings. Yeah.
And you've literally got like a zigzaggy line of trees. Not zigzag, but like a diagonal line of trees.
Yeah.
So you've either got to choose the left field or the right field.
Yeah.
And
you always kind of go left, though.
I always go left, but I don't know if that's
Yeah.
just naturally because I'm on the left side.
It's because
It's like
the
I always
left
prefer
one's got more field if you need it.
I don't think it's that. I think it's psychological. Because I think it's like when you do when you're doing a turn, right? I always feel more comfortable doing a left turn than a right turn, and I think it's because
You're sat in the left seat.
I'm sat in the left seat, and also I can see more.
Yeah. But that's a very valid point, and you
Yeah.
can see. Obviously, one of the biggest things, and I was thinking this because I was flying yesterday. I was thinking this: if my engine was to quit right now, where would I land? Like for some reason,
No,
it makes sense. It's good.
It's a good
I'm
thing to
always
have.
thinking that.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for fields, and I was looking. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And then literally 2 seconds after, I'm like, hang on, I can just about make out, and I'm 1,200 feet at this point.
Yeah.
There's power lines in there.
Yeah.
Telephone wires. I'm like, oh, damn.
It's like have you seen that again? speaking of another viral video, I saw it the weekend in an Argentinian air show where a plane's coming into land, or I don't know what the hell it's doing, but it's really low pass.
What
I think it is
size?
coming to land like PA-28 size, like
Oh,
small
right, okay.
single engine.
Yeah.
And there's a massive pole, almost like a telegraph wire. I don't think it is a telegraph. Oh, it might be a telegraph pole. Anyway, it's metal, whatever it is. And this plane comes in, shears the wingtip off, right? And so it must be coming to land, actually, yeah. Think about it. It's coming to land. It shears the wingtip off. And...
You're telling me he didn't see it? He didn't...
Well,
How did he not know?
I don't know. Because I'll tell you that story in a minute, but it was quite funny. But no injury or anything. But yeah, so he shears the wingtip off, and then obviously he's lucky that he's on final.
Yeah, just drops it.
But then I saw the aftermath pictures of the wing, right? And the spar has been semi-ripped from the fuselage, from the root. So the root, at the wing root, there's like, for those of you listening at home, I'm kind of putting my hands together. There's that's what the wing's done. So that's your fuselage there.
Yeah.
That's your fuselage. The wing root, or like the wing skin,
yeah.
is like an angle like that.
45 or so.
He's just ripped it off.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, he's a lucky boy. Lucky boy.
See, when you're not careful, stuff like this, it can happen. And if you don't prepare...
Well, you just need to...
I'd probably say inevitably at some point it will happen. If you don't...
There's only... They talk... I don't fully know
It's so difficult to say.
I don't fully know the analogy that's used, but they talk about your luck bag and your experience bag, don't they? And as you get older and more wiser or more experienced, obviously you take less balls out of the luck bag and put them more into the experience bag. So when stuff happens to you, it's something like more... Someone will have to explain it to me, and probably people at home are sat knowing what the hell I'm on about. But I don't fully know what I'm on about. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I've heard that analogy before, and people have said it like nonchalantly. But you don't really take notice.
But
when
it's
you're
totally
training.
true, though. It's totally true.
It is.
It's totally true. It's an interesting one.
We went flying. Well, you flew. I sat in the back first time, which is pretty interesting.
I took my... so I needed to... Well, I needed to get up to be able to stay within my 28 days for currency reasons and stuff like that. So we had a flight booked, 9 a.m, which... I don't know. I've always found quite a nice slot sometimes.
In autumn, though. In the UK.
That's true.
Northern UK.
But looking at
as
the
well.
weather forecast, there was obviously... I was expecting to be a bit of fog, a bit of cloud, but I was... By all accounts, looking at all the METARs and the TAFs and stuff, it was due to lift somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And definitely before 12 o'clock. So we had the flight booked for 9. I had an hour and a half slot because we weren't really planning on doing anything, just getting up and kind of coming back down, did a bit. So I invited I was going to call you Enrico, then I've got a friend who's called Enrico. Mateo.
Just because I'm foreign. Hello, Enrico.
So I invited Mateo along, and then I was bringing my mate anyway, because the same mate who's going to Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, he did his work experience at Sherburn. Always been into planes and stuff like with me, but never really done anything about it.
Yeah.
So I took him
He's
flying.
not the one who was air traffic control.
No.
No.
So turned up to the airfield, foggy, hazy, what we're going to call it, probably foggy. Bit of low cloud, but after about half an hour, we sat in the cafe, and you can see it starting to clear, right? You can just see it, like, the one end of the runway, it's kind of VFR for miles.
Yeah.
But then at the other end, there's a bit of low cloud just lingering.
Yeah.
And we're like...
That never moved.
It didn't. But we were just waiting for somebody to go out before us, and we could kind of visualise.
Yeah.
We said you could probably do a 500-foot circuit, which, in hindsight, you could have done.
Pushing it, though.
Yeah. We could have done a 500-foot circuit, get down, and that would have been sweet.
Done.
Yeah.
Done deal.
But no one would go up. It was basically, we were playing chicken, but with everyone else. Like, who was going to go up first?
Who wants to risk it?
Yeah, and we were anyway.
Never do that, by the way.
No. But we were sat. But all the instructors who were going out are all obviously IR rated.
Yeah.
They've got all things. So if they were to go up, and I could have asked them what it's like. There was a heli just mucking about doing God knows what.
Just they can hover low.
Just hovering for giggles, basically.
Yeah. Teasing us.
Yeah. So we were sat.
You're teasing me.
You tease me. So we sat on this plane at like probably about 10. About 10 o'clock. We had half an hour before we had to hand the plane over.
Yeah.
And it was one of them, you can get a circuit done. You can get everything done, like you run up, get a circuit done in probably like 15 minutes. About.
Yeah.
Because circuit's what?
Full
You're in
power.
circuit.
Power.
Yeah. Power.
More power.
So we sat in this plane and then no one, and then the aircraft next to us with one of the instructors in like kind of started up, and he's like, I thought he was messing with us. Like he's like doing the
He
whole,
was winding us up.
yeah, he was doing like the full
100%.
cutthroat thing, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, don't go.
yeah. And then it got to like 10:10, and then we were just like, there's just no point risking it.
Yeah, you called it, didn't you?
And then you looked at Flight Schedule Pro, which is the app that we use for schedule, the app that the Air Club uses. And there's a slot, like an hour slot at
What was it at 12?
At 12, yeah.
Yeah,
So we
12
had to wait
o'clock.
about 2 hours, but we were all hungry anyway. So we came to here. Shout out to the motorist.
Yeah,
Um,
hosting us.
Yeah, came here for some food, and then we kind of jetted back to the Aero Club afterwards to get up. So we got obviously walk around, did everything, kind of did our run checks, took off, and it was all looking all right, wasn't it?
It was.
But then as soon as we hit about 500 foot, you could kind of see above
More
you.
east towards Selby.
Yeah. So behind us was fine again.
Yeah.
So we were talking about potentially just kind of because there wasn't that much wind anyway. So hypothetically, we could have landed on like 0.6 or the other way around basically.
Yeah.
But we just carried on with it, and then we got to about 500 foot, and then kind of just up to your top right, you can start to see the wispiness of cloud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you look to your left, and it's the same. And it's like invisible cloud, if that makes sense. Because above was kind of overcast. You couldn't see it from the ground. So we're literally at about 500 foot, and we're kind of skirting, get up to about 600, and then I just turn around and I just think we should turn around just to maintain VFR.
Yeah.
But at this point, there was an aircraft coming in over Selby, and we were heading towards Selby. And I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't know what height it'd be at because of this cloud.
You couldn't see it.
No.
We just heard, and we knew it was there.
So obviously I just went, I'm going to turn around. And in all honesty, at this point, I was a bit bum twitchy because I was like, if I climb any more, I'll be in cloud. And I'm obviously well aware of what happens when you enter cloud.
Yeah.
Because I've never had any, other than my test and like 10 minutes of that thing when you go under the hood to do that's the only like instrument time I've ever done. So I was well aware of what happened. So a bit bum twitchy time. Probably all for nothing really, let's be honest.
Always better to be on the safe side, though.
Exactly.
Always.
So turned around, kind of doing a 600 foot circuit, whatever it was, and it got back down. And then as soon as we got down,
Smooth landing as well.
best landing of my life. He's recording it back. Best landing I've ever done in my life, ever, like just ever I've done in my life. Like
It was smooth.
if someone was asleep, you wouldn't even be able to feel it. It was that good. It was. And then he's recording it, and then I message him on the night. I go, can you send me that? I'm just going to whack it up on Insta, get a bit of clout, you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, mate, I forgot to press record.
Listen, let me just explain.
What is there to explain? How are you going to explain this?
On this gimbal, it has a record button, and you can't tell if it's recording or not. There's not a very clear visual. And I thought I was recording all that time, but what I'd done is I'd already pressed record. So when I thought, I'll start recording at this point, I pressed stop record. So I was there. I was like, oh my God, it was so good. Literally, we landed. The framing was right. Everything was so good. When he did the smooth landing, he turned, he looked at the camera. It looked
in absolute
cool.
awe of myself.
It looked cool. It was hilarious. And obviously, when we'd landed and pulled off onto the taxiway, I pressed stop recording. Well, no, I didn't. I started recording again. So all I got was before the approach and after the landing taxiing, and that was it.
If there's one word to describe, I was fuming, mate. Absolutely fuming. I was just thinking of all the all them pilots, Instagram pilots who are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, he's good. He's phenomenal. Right. Honestly, I was gonna
Chuck Yeager.
I was gonna get.
Oh my God.
I was expecting 7.4 gear in my DMs, going, yo mate, that's well cool. I was expecting Dutch pilot girl to be sliding in. I was expecting Captain Joe, Noel Phillips. I was expecting Noel Phillips all the way from Texas.
This is getting worse.
I was expecting it, and then he's just gone and ruined my dreams.
Pilot Patrick could have been sliding in and all.
I googled him, by the way.
Yeah. Why?
Because I was curious. Because I heard someone else on about Pilot Patrick.
Yeah, nobody knows what he does now.
Oh, I only saw pictures of him with a shirt on. Not that I was googling him without a shirt on, but like you mentioned last time.
No.
You mentioned last time.
Stop.
No. But it was just like a normal pilot. I don't know why everyone takes like the mick out of him.
You not seen his Insta?
No. I was on Google Images. He's just like a normal guy.
Yeah, he was at first, but then he...
Was he a bit like a Tinder swindler?
No.
Where he's like a fake...
I'm
but
sure this could be misinformation. I don't actually know. I heard, don't know how true this is, but he lost his job because of something he did online. Maybe some things he said. I don't know.
Could be anything
wrong.
nowadays.
I don't actually know. It's all fun and games.
Not for him.
Maybe not. I don't know. People asking like, what does he do now? Like, is he
Working
still
in
a pilot?
Macca's, Subway. Hey, I'd work in Subway, to be fair. Honestly.
God, Subway.
No, I know. Because I was just thinking about it now.
Number one.
So yeah, yeah. What was I talking about beforehand? I've completely lost my trail of thought.
We were talking about flying dangerously. No, we were talking about you
Being sensible.
yeah.
So we got back on ground, and as soon as we got back on ground, all like the instructors and stuff, because there were a couple of planes going up at the same time. We obviously had the same thought as us,
Yeah.
and they were going up, and they were all like on radio going, "Yeah, we were able to tell us what it's like, blah blah blah." And then there was obviously like, then someone radioed down going, "It's not great."
No, they said, what was it? As soon as they turned north from Selby to head into York, it was like a wall.
Yeah,
That was it.
I just said to him, because we were waiting for someone to hurry up with a taxi and run up checks and stuff. So I said to him, I just turned to you, man. Yeah, probably a good call that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably a very good call.
It was.
Because I think if you'd have climbed above the cloud, hypothetically, you probably would have been able to see down. Because above the cloud...
Yeah, but do you think... Yeah, but
I think so.
It's the fact of risking it.
Yeah,
because,
but
you know, for the...
it's the unknown.
Sod's Law, you'll go up there, and then it'll completely cover.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do? You're gonna be one of those Nats statistics, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a Nats. I don't want to be a Nats statistic.
No, you do not want to be a Nats statistic.
No. That's sad times, that. But anyway, we talked about flight radar earlier, right?
Yeah.
Because I went for a pint the other day.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to Budapest this weekend, so we went for a pint to kind of plan what bars we're going to hit.
Pre-gaming already?
Oh,
a
big
week
time,
before?
Yeah. Pre-drinks. So I went for a pint, and I can't remember how I got onto it. Oh, that was it. I was asking what plane we're flying on, because we're flying with Jet2. I'm a bit curious whether we'd get the luxury of flying on a 757 to Budapest, which I'm not sure they do.
No chance.
But I was praying. I was just on my fingers crossed. So I asked one of the girls we're going with, and she was like, why do you even care? So I was like, well, because I just want to see what plane we're flying on.
No.
So I get the flight number, whack it into the trusty old flight radar 24,
Yeah.
24, probably 24 in it.
Definitely 7.3, the old banged
Yeah,
up
yeah,
one.
yeah. So it was a 7.3, newer one. Like I think it was 738-100. I say newer.
Was it last episode we said that Jet2 have put in a massive order for Airbuses?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Go check it out if you haven't.
Other one. Yeah. So yeah, I was getting a bit excited. I was having a look at what plane we were flying on, what route it'd take. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As you do.
There is an app, by the way, that you can see. I swear Noel Phillips uses it, where you can see it somehow gets the flight plan, and you can see how far. Like basically, like you're in-house
In
flight map thing,
Yeah.
but it has the flight plan in it, I swear. So you can see how far along he is and stuff. Anyway, I've been trying to find out what that is, and I can't.
If anyone knows, let us know.
Please, yeah, because I really
DM
like
us
it.
on,
I'll pay
Instagram.
good money for it.
At the Wingin It Pod.
So yeah, then we started having a gander, looking at what plane we're flying, and then getting a bit excited. And then she goes, one of my mates turns to me and she goes, "Of course you've got that app. Of course you've got that app." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean
Starts
by?"
calling you out.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean by "of course you've got that app"? And she's like, "You're such a loser." And I'm like,
Oh no.
"A loser." So I turn around and go, right.
Roll the eyes.
Yeah, I'm like, I sit up in my chair. You know when they lean back from the game?
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, I'm like, I'll have you know, I guarantee the next person I ask will have the app.
Just random.
Well, yeah, random to an extent. You got to somehow fix it. So
Yeah.
I just went. My voice just broke then, but
I didn't hear it.
no good. I said to her, I bet the next person I ask will have the app. Lo and behold, my mate Charlie walks over. Go, "Charlie, have you got Flight Radar 24? And he goes, "1 second." And he speaks a bit like that. He goes,
You're trying to imitate everyone
he
this
goes,
episode.
1 second. So he looks through his phone, twists his phone around. Lo and behold, he's got it.
He's got it.
Yeah.
And I bet you turned around to that girl and looked
I know.
so smug.
You got to be the bigger man and just not say anything other than
Yeah. Deep breath in and just...
well, what more can I say?
It's one of those.
But I guarantee, right? You know, like how they do Pointless. Have you ever watched Pointless?
Yeah, of course.
This has got. I've got a way around. Trust me. This story is going to link back. So
Yeah.
you know how they watch Pointless, right? Not hypothetically. I keep saying hypothetically in the wrong situations. But what they do, supposedly, is that they ask people on the street like these questions, and obviously, like that dictates the number.
Oh, is that how they do it?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, right.
But if I was to do that with Flight Radar 24, if I went to Halifax Town Centre, maybe not Halifax Town Centre, actually.
Maybe not Halifax.
Sheffield Town Centre, Keighley Town Centre, Sheffield Town Centre, right? Or City Centre, as you'd probably call it. I reckon 70%. Actually, no, that's a bit bold. 65% would have it. Would have Flight Radar on their phone. I'm telling you.
I'm not disagreeing.
Let's take out the old women.
I completely agree.
Let's take out the old women.
Maybe the older generation in general, because they might not have a smartphone.
Yeah, because that'll
Might have
skew
a
the
Nokia.
statistics. Let's say people under
Nokia ain't having
50.
apps.
Under 55.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. So, I genuinely agree. People have it. I mean, I'll admit, and I'm not ashamed to say this, I'll be at home and if I hear something low going past and it's loud, boom, flight radar,
Fried chicken.
fried chicken. Straight away, boom, let me see what it is. And 9 times out of 10, it's a military aircraft that's not showing on the radar, which pisses me off. But, you know.
They have, so where I live
Is what it is.
in the Pennines, they use it as a rat run, is that the right word? They use it as a training ground for low flying.
Yeah.
So like, you'll be sat in your back garden.
You can't track them, can you?
No.
No, I was going to say.
You don't need to. You can hear them.
You can watch
You can hear pilots talking and that. Like. But no, you sat just chilling, having a cup of tea. In summertime, having a cup of tea in garden, reading a book that I don't own, and you're like,
Apologise to anyone with headphones again.
honestly, man, I just what the. And then like by the time you just recuperate, like kind of recover, another one comes over, and then there's like there's like 7,000 Chinooks coming over, and then there's
they're loud, man.
Then there's like the C-130s that the fly, whatever the Brits use.
Oh, yeah.
My God, it is
They're
like
sick.
genuinely. I thought I was like in Afghanistan or Iraq or something.
It's like when
for that split second.
What's that song by Clearwater?
Clearwater, is that not like an American?
Yeah, dun dun. Do you know like Vietnam kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
It starts going. You know,
I know what you mean.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Although I've got Star Wars theme tune. You're dun, 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 dun.
Why is that
I don't
related?
know.
Bro,
It's that
was
coffee.
mentioning that, was that ever an influence for you to become a pilot?
I've never watched it in my life. It's not real. A bit boring.
Mate, stop now before I come over and slap you. What are you on about?
It's Star Wars. Bro, it's a bunch of guys in like plastic suits walking around.
Forget the plastic suits. I'm talking about the flying in space.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Can you even fly in space? Like technicalities.
What do you think a rocket does?
Doesn't fly.
So what does it do?
I thought flying's like the generating of lift and stuff.
Yeah, but
Just moves.
what do you call it then? It's got wings on it.
A rocket? No, it only has wings because when it re-enters the atmosphere.
You're ruining Star Wars for me.
It's not my fault.
We're not talking about this anymore. I can't believe you never watched it.
We'll have a scrap. We'll let them footballers and then you, me, outside.
Sorry, what? Yeah, I'll see you in car park in 5, mate. What films?
Top Gun.
So you watched Top Gun when you were younger and that influenced
The original one, yeah, I think so. To an extent, I think it was more like it reinforced. Although I've never been bothered about military flying, but
No.
I think it was the lifestyle.
I think it'd been cool to fly a fighter jet. I'm telling you.
I don't think any films influenced me. You know,
No.
I've always been more of a series guy, and to be honest with you, it was stuff like.
Well, any series then. So if you say Star Trek, I'm going to slap you.
No, I hate stuff like that. Hate it.
Bro.
Yeah,
what?
dead serious. Airline, unbelievable.
Airline.
Yeah, you know, but it's not really about pilots. But I think it's just jokes about the airports. You never seen Airline? You've that's more farcical. Yeah, farcical. You never seen Airline? They follow EasyJet on the ground and like they have like passengers like getting really aggy, like Karens.
No.
You never seen it?
I've probably seen clips, but I didn't know.
Mate, I'm gonna have to show you.
That's another thing.
Airline for sure. Air crash investigation.
Oh yeah, everyone
Mate,
watches
that
that. If you
stuff
don't,
is-
if you let me just clear this up. If you're trained to be a pilot and you don't watch that, you do learn a lot. You do learn. I'm sorry, but there is a learning curve.
Do you know what it is? No, but do you know what it is? I think it's like a bit more. It's in layman's terms, so it's like easy watching.
It's easy watching, but also you
'Cause-
you can relate to it. You're like, oh, they did this wrong. They didn't check this. So you do start to learn.
Yeah,
Just
'cause
don't watch it around your parents.
Oh no, I forgot. Yeah. No, I don't know. Everyone watched it. Everyone watches air crash. This is like flight radar.
Yeah.
Everyone who's
I
not
don't-
scared of flying watches it. I swear.
Other day I came home and my mum says, "Oh, your dad last night, he tried to put on that documentary." I said, "What documentary?" That one about the Boeing 73 Max. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Turn it off straight away. I'm not watching this."
Because she's scared.
She don't want to watch it because I do flying. It's like anytime I put
I
air
feel
crash
my mum's the
investigation, I
same.
just get it off.
My mum's the same. Yeah, my
Get
mum's
it
the
off.
same. We're speaking back to because I'm going to Budapest. I found out two of them are scared of flying. So out of 4 of us, 2 of them are scared of flying,
No.
and I'm sat next to one of them. Oh, but in fact, no, that's a lie. I'm sat next to 2 of them because I'm sat in the aisle seat. She sat in the middle. My mate sat on the
other-
other
yeah.
side there. So I was like,
Oh, that happened to me when I went to Portugal on the stag do. There were loads of us, and the way the guy sat behind me was scared of flying, don't like it, and all I was saying like, "Oh God, the wing's not supposed to be moving
Yeah,
like
so
that." I was saying, "Why is the engine sounding like that?" Oh my God,
it's like, oh, what's that rattle?
mate! I kid you not. He came off that looking pale.
He did a Gary
white.
Lineker.
Eh?
Crapped his pants. Yeah.
No, not quite.
You never see?
Two of them had food poisoning on the way back.
Oh.
One of them was in that toilet. Nobody could use. There was only one toilet on the plane for some reason. And he was in there most
Is
of
it
the
right
time.
there?
No, a tap.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, tap. Good airline. I'm not gonna lie.
Why is there only one toilet?
I don't know what aircraft.
Is it
we're
low
in.
cost? I've heard of tap, but I don't know what the.
No, it's a flag carrier.
They've only got one toilet.
In this aircraft.
Speaking of that, it's just sprung to mind this story. Did you see about the Jet 2 flight that to divert?
No.
Yeah, so I think it was earlier this week. So we're recording this on the 9th of November, so it might have been last week now.
Oh, I didn't realise it was the 9th.
Yeah. And yeah, Jet 2 flight. I can't remember where it was coming back from. Might have been Turkey or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But the toilet didn't work. None of the toilets worked on the plane.
No.
So they had to, so they diverted to, I forget now. This is crap. I should know the story. But they had to divert to somewhere like somewhere in Germany, let's say Frankfurt,
Yeah.
so that everyone could get off, use the toilet, and then come back on to fly back to like Manchester, wherever it was going.
Oh my God, mate.
Can you imagine being on that flight? I'm terrible at the worst of times of like
You
getting
go to the
fidgety.
toilet all the time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I get fidgety.
Oh no. That'd be bad. Imagine if you got food poisoning.
Yeah, but more importantly, think about the airline though. Can you imagine Jet 2 would be fuming at that because the one, toilets don't work, so they're going to have to fix that. 2, they've had to pay for the whole cost of diversion landing at some random airport.
Is that classed as a pan maybe?
No.
No?
No.
That's their problem, I guess, isn't it? It's
You
not
can
an
fly,
emergency.
you can fly without. I think Pan's an urgency request, and that's like if the state of the aircraft is flyable, but it's an urgent situation. I don't think it's a pan call. No, it wouldn't be a pan call. But it's like when you see like the Daily Mirror like putting emergency landing after 7700 squawk. Like this that phrase 7700 squawk. People just crap themselves when they see it.
Just emergency squad.
And it's like, yeah.
At least it's not 7.5.
But I got told, so when we did that radio telephony course, I got told, well, it was said that obviously if you're already speaking to someone, you don't necessarily have to do
Squawk.
7700 because you're already speaking to them.
Yeah.
So then, do you reckon it's just...
it's if you're monitoring the frequency, but you haven't... So you haven't requested basic service.
yeah, you're on
Yeah.
frequency, but you're not
Yeah.
in service with them.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't know your location. They don't know
But then why do...
how high you are.
But then
what
why
you're
do
flying.
commercial airliners do it then? Do you reckon it's just part of air law that they've got to squawk it?
That's a good point.
I wonder if it's because obviously you can get picked up on different...
Oh, no. Do you not... Oh, no, because they move your information over, don't they? Do you know when you switch frequencies?
Yeah. I wonder if
actually
it's just
don't
protocol.
know.
I wonder if it's like SOP, protocol, something along them lines. Because like you say, they're talking to everyone all the time. They're talking to people all the time.
Yeah, no. I guess so.
I don't know.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I
Very
was
good
just
point.
thinking it the other day.
But like a lot of things in aviation, what's on the book and what you have to learn by rule, which is fair enough, doesn't necessarily translate to real life.
Yeah.
Doesn't always apply. And how you go about things. And the radio
That's the beauty.
is one of them. Is one of them.
But it's like, so obviously we've just done our first set of modules, because I'm going to lead on to something in a minute. But when doing the whole, I've completely lost my trail of thought. Automation. It's to do with automation. But that's it. So you know how the whole automation is that is to try and make flying safer, blah blah blah. There's definitely there's definitely circumstances, and they say this in the material, but there is circumstances when, bro, I won't want to be under computer control. You know, like if something's going tits up, like I don't think I'd want to be under computer control, because having my hands on the yoke to me feels safer than having.
It's funny you said that. I was watching a video of the new. Oh no, it was when the 787 was announced and the first test flight of the 787. And there was a video of all the pilots in there, all captains, all highly experienced.
Yeah.
And he was there on the controls.
Yeah.
And it was automated takeoff. He didn't want to leave it.
Well, I was actually,
and the other pilot behind him just just let go. Don't worry. And he was like, no, I'm keeping my hand here.
Oh, I guess. Not the same, but it's similar to like when you. It's a similar thought process to when you're taking off, right? And you have your hand at least hovering the throttle, just in case something happens.
Yeah,
so I guess it's similar. But well, you just brought that up as well, because I was going to move on to something to do with cockpit windows, which I found out the other day. But before I do that, that's similar to the story of the 747. So when they were making it, because the engines were so unreliable. Because I think that's one of the main issues as they had in the process of bringing the 747 into fruition, was that the engines were just too unreliable.
It wasn't GE at the time, was it?
I couldn't tell you. I only heard this specific point, so I don't know about the full extent of the engines, put it that way. But the engines were so unreliable that apparently all the flight crew on board, test pilots and all that, requested that they'd have like a massive battery or series of batteries that would be able to be redundant, be redundancy in case all the engines conked out and it became a glider, so they'd still have access to all their instruments and this lot.
Really?
Yeah, because they were just so sketched
out
about
APU.
it.
What do they need?
I don't know. But I heard that's a story.
All right. That's
just hypothetical, but yeah, that's how much they didn't trust the.
Back then, imagine being a test pilot.
I love it when they've got parachutes. They take the parachutes on board. It's like, bro, how are you getting out of that airliner? It's got a plug door.
The only plane that you'd have been able to do that, and they did, was the 727.
Yeah. I thought that was a postman.
What is that noise?
That's a
I don't know what.
That's a riff. Anyway. But yeah, going on to my point before I forget it.
About Windows.
Yes. So I was doing my AGK theory, aircraft general knowledge, and the lecturer, let's say.
Yeah.
We were talking about hail and windscreens, and he showed this
I know which lecturer you were on about.
The ex-chopper pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, his sound actually is really good.
Yeah, he's funny, isn't he?
Yeah, very funny.
I'll tell you some stories off camera, what he was telling me last time I spoke to him.
Yeah, to be fair though, generally everyone...
Oh, they're all sound.
When they're off record, they say some cool shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but again, off record.
Yeah. So he showed us this picture of this battered up, and it had gone through a hailstorm. And it's like the fiberglass. Is it fiberglass? The radar, actually, the radar.
Oh yeah.
It's like fiberglass or some sort of. It's not aluminium. It's not metal. That got battered to pieces, as did the front windscreen.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't see through it. Like it was just completely not shattered, but you know when it just like.
Oh yeah.
Shatter like, so you can't see through it. And then he goes. So does anyone know why the window in the cockpit opens? And obviously you said to me earlier when I was telling you a story before we started, you were like, oh, is it escape route?
Yeah, like emergencies, because I've seen
and I said probably as a secondary thought or a secondary use, yeah it is, but its primary reason was that obviously if this happens where you can't see through the front two windscreens, you'd be able to basically stick your head out the side and taxi back in. Because obviously you can auto land and stuff now, can't you?
Yeah.
But how'd you taxi back?
I don't know. Well,
So that's what you do. They just stick their head out and be able to taxi. Maybe not stick their head out, but they'll be able to see.
that's interesting.
Because hypothetically as well, the side windows can get done in by hail as well. It's not just
yeah,
not just the front ones. The side ones can do.
I genuinely, in that situation, I thought they'd get a tug, bring a tug out, and just tug you back to the whatever
Probably.
apron or stand.
I mean, they could do. They could do. It's an option, but you
It's one of those.
probably get paid for it. You have to get paying for it, wouldn't you? I don't think low cost airlines.
They don't even pay for a proper stand.
That's
do they?
interesting actually, because I was googling it yesterday because I was really intrigued to see how low cost make their money, and now I'm putting together. I'm in the process of writing a script, putting stuff together for to see how low cost airlines
We should make
money.
theoretical like airline and see if it actually would work.
No, but that's what I'm planning to do. So watch out. I don't know when it's going to come out because it's a bit of a passion.
We've got
passion
a lot,
project.
Yeah, I mean we've got a lot in the works, future projects, haven't we? Unfortunately, some have been delayed for unexpected circumstances.
It's just getting to that time of year where, annoyingly, if we'd have started this in say March time, it'd be perfect because we've been coming up into summer.
We built up quicker than what we did, or maybe we're at the same rate of producing.
Yeah, but we're coming into unfavourable flying conditions, so we're gonna have to do more kind of
even general road conditions.
I don't. I seriously think we're not far off snow. It's November now.
Honestly, I can't wait. I really want to go flying after it snowed. You know, ground's covered.
So after I told you.
Yeah.
Hey,
honestly, mate.
It's cool. It's cool to be fair, because like I say, it's just white below you. It's really, really cool. And 9 times out of 10, when it's just snowed and stuff.
I've got frost. I'll show you a picture later.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
But 9 times out of 10, maybe not 9 times out of 10. It's figure of speech, but like after it snowed, it kind of is nice weather.
Yeah,
really stable air conditions.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really, really nice. Stunning. Hard to navigate though.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, I got a test question on that.
Oh, navigating through snow.
Yeah.
Features.
Yeah, and how to.
I think I did as well.
Obviously, some of the answers, the options were a bit like, well, it's obviously not that.
I was
like using farmland.
I was looking at because I was doing this lecture yesterday. The question popped up about static electricity or a lightning strike or whatever. 2 of the answers were correct. In an actual exam question, 2 of the answers were correct. Could have been correct.
Yeah, I got one of my questions for the UKCAA for meteorology.
Yeah.
2 of the answers were correct. 2 of the answers were correct.
Why?
It was what was it?
I don't understand why.
One of the options were diurnal heating, or how to dissipate fog on a morning. Yeah. Was either a passage of a cold front or diurnal solar heating.
Yeah.
Both of them are right.
But which one do they want?
I don't know. I think. Well, this is the thing on EASA. So no, Hungarian CAA accepted both. So they said if it comes up,
just write a note.
Contest it.
Yeah. But how much did you say how much a contest costs?
£137 for the UKCAA for an ATPL exam, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Absolutely unacceptable. EASA.
But do you know how much the question writers get paid?
Or per question?
Yeah.
Isn't it like 50 quid?
€90.
90 euros.
So if a question examiner is CAA are making money on shit questions.
I mean, I understand because it's, at the end of the day, it's a private company.
I know it's a private company, but
you're not helping. The government should, in my opinion, step in and help students out.
Well, so I know we're getting close to the end of the podcast, but
already
leading edge, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost an hour in. But it's leading edge down in Oxford.
Speaking about helping students.
Yeah. So leading edge down in Oxford have announced. I have to get the details up, but they've announced that they are. I think they're giving away something like 5 places, of fully funded flight training. I think so. Yeah.
Wow. That's really interesting.
Because there's nothing like that at the moment.
No, there
hasn't been for a while.
Yeah, but the fact that it's the school that's giving it and not an airline funded. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Bear with me 2 seconds. Let me just get the story up.
I mean that'll be massively helpful. Highly sought after though. What's that? 120 grand paid for?
Yeah, it's roughly that. I can't find the story.
Unless it's whitetail. Sorry, it'll be less. About 90.
Whitetail.
Yeah. So you're not with an airline. You're not.
Oh, okay.
You know. Just,
So yeah, but the gist of it was they're fronting the money up for you for these select amount of students. So, like I say, I think it's 5 or 6, and then the only condition is that you stay on with them afterwards for 2 years and be an instructor. And don't get me wrong, I reckon it's a lower rate of instructing. I don't think it tells you in the article how much you did as an instructor, but it'll probably be a lower rate of if you pay.
Your license is being paid for.
But that's it. But I guess it's like the same when they used to have when they have scholarships abroad, like Lufthansa, or back when they used to have them here. You'd always, you train to get paid for, and obviously somewhere along the line that has to hinder you, and they do that by they did that or do that. By
you're basically bonded to the airline kind of thing.
I've bonded, reducing your pay, all this stuff, which
it just gets taken out.
But it's one of them things though. You don't have debt.
It's like your type rating and
exactly like that.
Which is helpful. That's a good thing that the airlines do. Not all though. Ryanair doesn't.
No, they do. They do.
Do they?
Ryanair do.
Oh, I thought you had to pay for your type rating.
I think it comes out your wage.
All right, well, that's not a problem then. A type rating can cost what? 30
The issue is fronting up the money. Like if you have not, who the hell has got 25 grand other than like some parents? My parents won't have 25 grand to just front up.
No, that's the case. Not many do, and that's why there's. I reckon it's statistic. There's such a shortage of pilots.
Yeah,
mainly because of the money issue, and that's why I think the government should step in and help.
Well, they're gonna have to.
First of all, accept that people who are studying for this, getting the pilot's license, should be classified as students.
Can I just interject? Not just the government though. Airlines, CAA,
how
and the government.
How can they help?
Well, the airlines are the one going to be benefiting from it, having pilots trained up for them.
Yeah,
it's the same argument with say doctors. I know, and this is reducing it down to 2 because NHS is the NHS. It's government owned, but it's
a doctor. You go to university, you're a student.
Yeah, but the government are kind of in a way having to fund you to get to become a doctor because they need more doctors.
Well,
right?
I mean, that's kind of more important.
Yeah, but it's the same process of the fact that other than the government owning any of the airlines, they need to. And this is what I'm saying. It's not just the government, the airlines, CAA. Everyone involved needs to be able to provide an easier pathway. Because I think we've spoken about it. Think about the amount of untapped talent. That's the amount of untapped talent because they can't afford it.
I know loads of people who are really enthusiastic about it, absolutely love for it, and can't do it. I know a lot of people.
Flyer magazine, if you've ever heard of Flyer magazine, they've just announced that they are giving away 5 1.5 grand grants, bursaries, whatever you want to call it.
PPL.
But for people who've already done the solos, people who kind of just who've already committed enough time to it, essentially, which is a good way to look at it.
That's good because it knows that you're dedicated for it.
Yeah. Because at that point you'll have put a solid 3, 4, 5 grand into your training.
Yeah, probably, but I think the only way, or one of the first ways the government should do it, is taking out VAT. 20% cut.
Yeah.
From flight training, all aspects cut.
Yeah, and hopefully do it in the next 6 months. That's when I'll be there.
Mate, should I reckon we'll...
Who even is Transport Secretary now? Or Aviation Minister, whatever the hell it is. Because it used to be Grant Shapps, didn't it? Or it used to be Transport, or whatever it is.
Transport Secretary.
But they've got an Aviation Minister as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say there's a separate kettle of fish for that.
Whoever that is, right, in the off chance that you're listening.
Yeah, if anyone wants to help us out in actually making this happen as well, please DM us on Instagram, at the Wingin It Pod. I've got that right.
Yeah. No, it's not with a G though.
Wingin.
Whiskey.
Wingin.
Indigo. November.
In India?
Golf.
Mate, it's not indigo.
No, it isn't.
Oh.
What have I done?
That's embarrassing.
I'd like to sincerely apologise to everyone who has ever believed
India,
in me.
November.
Why have I said indigo?
Golf. India. November. Apostrophe. India Tango.
No, there's no apostrophe. No, because
there's no apostrophe. There's no apostrophe.
Usually, if you type it right, this is quite confusing, right? I've confused myself.
Out of hand.
Yeah, Wingin.
Listen, if you click on it and in the bio it mentions Jacob and Matteo, you know it's us.
Yeah.
DM us on there and try and help us out. Get in contact, or
if your dad's a billionaire as well.
Why does that matter?
Because they can put aside like a couple million just to help us out. Think about it. Like, how many,
If you want to
wait,
sponsor us.
hypothetically, right?
Listen.
If a billionaire puts forward 5 million quid, how many 100 grand can you get in that?
Oh, so if they want to start a fund, and we'd be happy to get it out to people, kind of situation. Is that what you mean?
It's not our money.
No, but we'd like to help people out. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the aims. And even if like you want to sponsor us, Bose, if you're listening, or
I actually really like Bose.
Piper, or Textron,
Says no.
Boeing, if you're listening.
Oh no, Textron is Says no, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus, it's embarrassing. I'm just gonna quit, to be honest with you, at this point. Why have I just said Indigo?
Pulleys as well, or Flight Store. Even let's start small.
What, my local fish and chip shop?
Yeah.
Shackleton's Fish and Chip Shop. We're talking to you, mate. What?
We've got to the end of this, haven't we?
Yeah, have you got that quiz?
Oh yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I completely forgot to make one for you. But what I'll do is before the next
That's
episode.
unacceptable.
No, it's not. I've made loads of quizzes.
There we go. So let's start. It's
You say-
15,
you say
15
it's hard?
questions.
You say it's
If
hard?
you get below 75%, you're out.
Wait, not theory questions, are they?
Some maybe. Listen, some of them have got
Wait,
options.
what
Some of them-
subject?
A mix.
Right, cool.
Just if you didn't get that, it's a mix. So number 1, you're rolling down the runway for takeoff. What colour are the runway edge markings on each side of the runway? God, I got a bit lightheaded then.
White?
Yeah, well done, bingo. So that's 1. You count.
Jesus
you keep count.
Christ, that was a bit of a thinker, that.
Keep count.
Yeah. Bloody hell. I'm keeping
What can the yellow chevron area before the runway be used for? A, taxiing. B, takeoff. C, landing. Or D, none of them.
Chevron. It's like
yeah, so it's like yellow chevron area. Sometimes you get it on large taxiways, large airports.
on a taxiway.
No.
Wait.
Forget what I just said about taxiway.
Oh.
You get it on at large airports.
Well, no, the arrows mean it's a display threshold, right?
No, it's not an arrow. It's like a chevron. You know what a chevron is?
Yeah. So wait, red? Are they red?
Green, yellow.
What's reading out the things again?
So the option is taxiing, takeoff, landing, or none of these.
I'm trying to think because I've never actually encountered one of them. Maybe on flight sim. And is that air law?
Yes, it will come under air
I've
law.
not done air law yet.
That's no excuse.
Oh, I have a PPL, but as long as I'm going to say none of the above. But I'm going to wait. Because the only one it could be in my head is taxi. But I don't know. I'm just going to go because you've thrown that none of the above answer in. It's a bit like quizzing that. You go down the middle. But I'm going to say none of the above.
You are correct. Chevron markings are used to show pavement areas aligned with the runway that are unusable for landing, takeoff, and taxiing.
Yeah.
It's just to show the alignment.
Yeah, I think I've seen them. On flight sim.
Number 3. So that's 2, right?
Yeah.
Number 3, you're approaching a lit runway. What colour are the threshold lights? This is one that'll help you out because it's that season. We're coming into night ratings. A lot of people will be starting these.
Threshold?
And you haven't got yours yet. Are you getting yours this year? Yeah, you have
I'm
to.
going to have to, yeah.
You have to. Yeah.
Threshold.
So what are the threshold lights? So you're coming into it.
Green.
Correct.
End ones are red.
End ones are red. For the
Yeah.
direction. Yeah.
At 3.
And from they're not unidirectional. I believe they're the colour's unidirectional. Obviously.
In one way.
Yeah.
Omnidirectional.
No.
What
If it's omnidirectional, it means it'll be showing green all the way around, but it's not. If you're coming in at the other...
Is that omni means?
Yeah. So unidirectional means it's green only if you're coming on, say, like 2.8.
Yeah. It's only showing in one
If
direction.
you're going on 1.0...
You can't see green.
Yeah, on that side, it'll be red. So... that's 3 correct. When an aerofoil... So... When an aerofoil increases in angle of attack, the stagnation point on the aerofoil A moves above the leading edge, B moves below the leading edge, C dissipates, or D moves toward the wing root.
Well, no, because the stagnation point's the same. It's a point along the wing. So I think it's below.
You are correct.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Aerospace engineering's done me there.
Yeah, that's why I put it in. As air passes over an oblique shockwave,
Shit.
what happens to the... I got this wrong, by the way. What happens to the velocity, the static pressure, and the density, respectively? Now, you've got options.
Over a bleak shockwave. I've done this at uni.
You've got options.
Right.
A. So, the order is velocity, static, density.
Yeah.
A. Decrease, increase, decrease. B. Increase, decrease, decrease. C. Decrease, increase, increase. Or D. Decrease, decrease, increase.
Right, read me the question out again.
As air passes over an oblique shockwave,
Yeah.
what happens to the velocity, the static pressure, and density?
Right. The way I'm going to work it out is because I actually don't fully know the question.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the way I'm going to work it out is that if it passes over a shockwave, it's a bit like the Venturi effect. So
That's the thought
you
I had.
got it wrong, so I might go opposite to that. But yeah, I'll walk you through, right? So, because it's a Venturi effect, I'm going to say the velocity increases. And then I'm going to say, what was the next one?
Static.
Static pressure decreases. And then the density increases. So increase, decrease, increase.
There is no option for that.
Right, so velocity increases. I'm going to go with that one.
Right.
Give me the rest. Right, so for the two ones that start with increase or whatever it is, give me the options for the rest
There's
of them.
one.
Oh, well, I'm going with that one then.
B.
Yeah, B.
Yeah, you're wrong. So velocity decreases, static pressure increases, and so does density. So it's not like the Venturi.
It's just the opposite.
Yeah. So you should have gone. So that's one wrong.
That's painful.
Next one.
So wait, 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
Right,
No, sorry. 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
One negative characteristic of swept wings is the location of the stall, which begins at the A. Inboard leading edge. B. Inboard trailing edge. C. Trailing edge of the wingtip. D. Wingtip leading edge. The characteristic...
So it's definitely the wingtip.
So which one? C or D?
What?
C is the trailing edge of the wingtip. D, wingtip leading edge.
I mean, my gut's telling me wingtip, trailing edge. I'm going to have to go with that. Otherwise, I'm going to overthink it.
Trailing edge of the wingtip is correct.
Yeah. Because it won't be... It's definitely the wingtip because it works its way in. On a stall, that's why a wingtip always stalls before the root. But...
Yeah.
And then how you work out from there is that you still have laminar flow. So that the closer you get to stalling point, the laminar flow stops from back to front. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like at the back, hypothetically, there's always going to be some sort of separation, but it'll start at the back end of the wing, and as you get close to the stalling point, it moves forward. So I'm going to do it for the camera. It moves forward towards the leading edge in terms of the separation point. Yeah.
I'll go with that. So that's...
Sorry for the ears as well. I keep realising.
That's 5 or 6. So 7 is a bit of a funny one. You're flying with a friend and you want to show them how you can bank the aircraft without using the ailerons. You step on the right rudder and the aircraft yaws/banks to the right. You take your foot off the rudder and the airplane starts slowly rocking back and forth until it's stabilized in straight and level flight. This is an example of A. Positive static, negative dynamic stability. B. Negative static, positive dynamic stability. C. Negative static and dynamic stability. Or D. positive static and dynamic
Well,
stability.
it's definitely positive static.
Yeah,
In
correct.
terms of,
Oh,
well, there's other answers in there.
yeah,
So it's definitely positive static.
yeah.
And then so negative static's where it gets out of control.
Yeah.
So it's got to be positive and positive.
Positive.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you said
Neutral's
at
where I
first.
just stay in the same. I did my dissertation on stability.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's,
Why am I laughing
6
like
or
that?
7.
Yeah.
Number 8. You smell what you think is an electrical fire.
Oh God.
You're following the emergency checklist, and it tells you to turn the master switch, Alt and Bat, off. Will your engine keep running when you turn the master switch off?
Yes.
Correct. 7 of 8. Number 9. You're flying when you hear a loud bang, and your engine quits. What airspeed should you pitch for?
70.
Hmm?
Wait, what? So if your engine goes
Engine completely quits.
70.
No.
Wait, what?
That's specific to a PA28.
What's the question?
Engine cuts completely.
Yeah.
You're basically a glider.
Well, your best glide range.
Yeah.
Is
I
is
gave
there
it
like
away with saying glider, didn't I?
no? But is like a V whatever?
No, it's just best glide.
Oh,
Best glide speed. Which
is it that simple? No,
75 in it in a PA28.
no, that's fine. I don't know. I think no, it's
Pitch
70.
for
70.
75.
70.
You sure?
Yeah.
I always pitch for 75.
I think it's 75 for final because I always thought it was 70 and then I got told it was 75. 75,
Wait.
75 stay alive.
You sure? I swear it's pitched for 75 when your engine quits.
No, I think 70. I've always thought it was 70. Yeah.
Listen, at lunch we're going over there and we're sorting
I
that
think in
one
the
out.
grand scheme of things, I don't think it'll make that much difference.
No, but...
But
Number 10. So you got that one right. It's 8 of 9. You're practicing a power on stall and inadvertently enter a spin. What should you do with your ailerons as you recover from the spin?
nothing. We'll neutralise them.
Move them to the neutral position.
Yeah.
9 of 10. 11. Your RPM is dropping and you think it's because of carb ice. You turn carb heat on and the engine starts running extremely rough. What should you do? A. Turn carb heat back off immediately. B. Pitch up to reduce airflow over the engine. C. Leave carb heat on. D. Pitch down to increase airflow over the engine.
C.
Correct.
'Cause it's the ice going. It might be the ice breaking off and going back
And
through.
plus, when you put carb heat, there is no outward air coming into the engine. Internal. It's from the exhaust, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
That's how the carb
Oh, I
heat
didn't
works.
realise.
It's the hot air, basically. That's why it uses to hot air from the engine.
Oh.
That's why PA28 is actually better than a Cessna.
Ah, interesting. I didn't know.
Safer.
That. Well, I probably did know that. I probably read it so much.
So that's 10 of 11. Number 12, your mic is stuck on and you can't fix it. You turn your radio off so you aren't stepping on other aircraft and ATC. What transponder code should you squawk to notify
7600.
ATC? 7600. Correct.
Not 7700. Not like all the EasyJet flights and Jet2 flights that are doing at the moment.
11 of 12. Number 13, you're on a winter training flight. This is relevant for now. Winter training flight. And you're using the aircraft's heater. You and your instructor both start feeling sick, upset stomach.
Open an air vent.
What should you do? A.
Turn it off. Open an air vent.
Descend to lower altitude. B. Turn the heater off and open fresh air vents.
Yeah, that one.
C. Leave heater
It's B.
on.
It's B. It's B.
It's B. 12 of 13. Number 14. You see a steady red light signal while in flight. You should A. Give way to other aircraft and continue circling. B. Find alternative airport you will not be cleared to land. Or C. Land immediately.
Oh wait, it's
Steady
coming,
red
it's
in
coming
the air.
from. It's coming from
You're
the
in
airport.
the air. Steady red.
Read it out. It's not.
So
clear to
options
land.
are A.
Yeah.
Give way to other aircraft and continue circling. B. Find alternative airport you won't be able to land.
Yeah, that one.
C. Land immediately.
Yeah, it's B.
Steady red.
It's B.
Wrong.
What?
It's A. Give way to other aircraft and continue circling.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought it was white.
You see a flashing white light signaling while you're on the ground. You should A. Return to the start point. B. Begin taxiing. Or C. Stop your aircraft.
I think return to the start point. You've done me in with these control tower ones because I hated them.
Yeah, I know. And it comes up again in Airloft.
Yeah, I think it's the first one, the one we returned.
Return to the start point. Correct. So you got 2 wrong. 13 and 15, well done. You passed.
It's almost like I'm a pilot.
Very nice.
I'm not a sweat, I promise. But yeah, it's on that absolute beautiful performance from
I think
myself.
the coffee's wearing out, you know.
Yeah.
The energy
Well,
is dissipating.
half mine's on the floor. Yeah, let's leave it there. Thank you very much for listening, watching. If you've got to this point,
Thank you for listening to the #1 aviation podcast in the world.
as rated by my mother, and me and him. But yeah,
It's true. Official.
like I said earlier, at the Wingin It Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. On YouTube, we're just Winging It, but you can at Wingin It Studios.
Yes, at the Wingin Studios.
Which
Now,
is a
because
hint
they've
of
got handles.
yeah, we've got something coming as well, hence the studios bit.
Yeah, we've got things in the work, you know.
And then
Expanding.
yeah, if you just pass the pod on to at least one person, that'd be very grateful. And yeah,
Don't forget about DMing us. If you
yeah,
want to help.
we don't really have anything other to do than watch YouTube, produce videos, and learn HBL theory.
And try reduce VAT on flight training.
That's your personal mission. But adios. We'll
Auf
see you next time.
Wiedersehen.
We'll see you next time.
We need to think of some new words. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Not in English.
Oh.